Hello everybody, Frostwalker here. Today I'm playing the third episode of Ksp To Jool series. Now, in the last episode, we got lots and lots of money, just showing, as up here. 357. 357. The big 350. The big 350. Now we're going to upgrade our VAB to support 255 parts, the max part limit, mind you, and we'll now have basic action groups. Hooray, basic action groups. Hooray! Basic action groups. I'll show you what that is in a little bit. Alright, action groups. Action groups, action groups. It's this middle one with the hammer and the wrench. Basically, what this is like when you say stage, you can also make it decouple that. When you stage these, it'll stage this as well. It's pretty handy, but not for this whole staging thing that I just showed you. That isn't exactly the best, but for a board, now you can get some spectacular crashes, especially if you link all the decouplers to the same abort thing. You click the abort button, boom, the whole craft just explodes and flies off into different places. It's pretty sweet, actually. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Now I'm going to grab some more contracts. Excuse the water. Been recording a couple episodes in a row. Gotta have all that liquid water, that H2O. Now you'll see these test the launch stability enhancer. We don't have this part yet, but this contract allows us to temporarily have this part, so we can test this contract at the site without having it. So we can just get some free, easy money. And that thing basically just asks us to do it at the, launch pad. So we'll just create a new one, slap a command pod, go to your structural tab, and you'll see it highlighted in blue as the TT18A launch stability enhancer. You just slap it on that, except not as high, because that will destroy the pod. Like right there. That's good. So we'll just launch that. And after a little bit of loading period, we should have a launch stability enhancer and a command pod ready to be detached. Like this, like so. Boom, contract complete. How much was it? 4,725, 1 science and 1 reputation. Worth it. Considering how easy those are, that a little amount of money is pretty worth it, especially if you got tons of them. Tons and tons and tons. I think I have a couple of them. And we get science from it too, so it's like, hey, free science. So, radial decoupler at the launch site, which is easy. If you look at these, if you have them, you'll know. If you have them, it'll either say in flight over a Kerbin or an orbit or at the launch site. You really gotta be careful with some of these though. Like with the obvious one, the stability enhancer, that's easy. You know it can only be at the launch pad, so you don't have to worry about any height things. You just know you gotta have it at the launch site. So this one, it's like it says you gotta test the decoupler while it's on Kerbin and at the launch site. And we get 1,800 in advance, $4,725, and 1 science and 1 reputation for completion. But with these, I don't know how you could fail this unless you just waited way too long to do it. And you also gotta recover that. Gotta recover that debris. That debris dough. All that debris. So much debris. And we can just take this off. Look at all the Kerbals running around. Admire the new VAB building, which looks pretty sweet if I do say so myself. Slap that on there. Launch. And again, after a small loading period, we should have a loading period. Oh, there we go. We should have a decoupler attached to a command pod, which is sinking into the launch pad, as you can see. And instead of doing that, Space. Now you can see this decoupler, there's just a huge amount of force involved. I don't think that explosion was very necessary. Oh, what's this? Away with you. Notifications. And then we got all that money. All that money. We got all that money. This is good for easy science if you don't feel like going around the world just to get a couple pieces of science. But speaking of that, once we unlock them wheels, we are going to do a small expedition to the Kerbal Space Center. We get to drive around in this center. See what else we can grab. Stack decoupler in flight, 1300, 1600, and it looks like we can do that. That looks pretty easy. We'll do that. We accept this challenge. Yep, we'll just take this away, bring it up here, grab the stack separator. This is the one for the contract, I believe, TR18A stack decoupler. This is going to be relatively easy, so we'll just slap a BACC. And if you're wondering how I'm zooming out, you can hold shift and then go up or down on the mouse wheel to zoom out. And in the SPH, it's completely different. You hold shift and right click and it like moves you left and right, up and down and stuff. It's just kind of like learn as you go type of thing. So we'll do that. This might work. This might get us high enough. But you also gotta remember that parachute. Gotta save that Jeb. Oh, it's the Science Junior. The Science Junior. I think I forgot about that. Maybe. Alright. Don't forget to click that SAS button because Jeb will try to attempt to, SAS it up. Because, there's a little bit of manual SAS involved here. Alright. Hit that button. Yep. Insane speeds. Now, we're going 0. We have to be within 0 to 100 and in between 13,000 meters to 16,000 meters. So, we're gonna have a lot of waiting. We'll wait for it to throttle down just a little bit because we don't want to be going too fast. Because if we're going too fast, then there's not really any way to slow down with these solid fuel boosters. So wait till we're about 100 up, 100 meters per second, and go back out of that. I was going to check, but it's decelerating far too fast. Alright, go back to M to M. Check your apoapsis, which is your highest point in your orbit, or not orbit, which is this case, in which case, if you do not see a periaps, it is suborbital. Suborbital if you don't see a periaps, orbital if you see a periaps, and an apoapsis. Apoaps. And we should be good. Oh no! No! Crap. No. The solid fuel booster. And you can't really stage when this is... I think we might be going fast enough. If we're lucky, we might be able to stage it on the way back. Because it's 0 to 700. Oh crap, this might need re-entry things. Nah, we don't think so. And with this new atmosphere model, it doesn't really go over 300 or so meters per second in this. Yep, you do that, Jeb. You do that. Keep that stable. All right, and stage. Boom, shaka laka laka. And you can just turn off the exit. I think. I almost did a very bad thing. If that was going straight down and we deploy that parachute, gone. Now that is a nice sight. Look at that. That must be extremely scary for all the pilots and stuff, though. Can you imagine just seeing that fly like right down next to you? That would be pretty scary. 23,000, 3 science, and 6 reputation. Yes, we did get some good data, Gene. You're welcome. And time accelerate, because I am impatient and the videos don't need to last that long. No one likes a real-time video. Oh wait, I don't. Oh wait, I do those. Derp. Kind of wanted to make these parachutes deploy higher up, just because, like, look, we're almost at 200. We were almost at 250 meters, and we were going like 40 meters per second. It slows down fast, but not fast as it used to. It used to be instantaneous. You used to pull like 30 G's on those. One of the cheap ways to survive re-entry in the previous, then like the 1.0 version, this is 1.0.2 or so on. In the very first 1.0, you used to be able to just let parachutes deploy while you were undergoing severe re-entry. You didn't even need a re-entry shield, because you would just stage your parachutes and boom, you would survive, because it would instantly slow you down to insane speeds. Well, not really insane fast, insane slow, more like it. Ah, the ye old bird chirps. Only need 2 more science till we can possibly get struts and or wheels. Radial mount parachute in flight over Kerbin. Let's see. 10,000 to 16,000. 400 meters to 1,200 meters per second. This one is tricky because you have to deploy a parachute going this fast, and that kind of messes you up. Oh, the launch site? Oh, this is easy. This is easy. Easy. These are also easy, but they are extremely time-consuming. Like, insanely time-consuming. At one point, I did a couple of those. Most of them have more than one place you have to go to. It basically takes around an hour to get to most of those, because they're like halfway across the planet. They do pay decent, though. They're good for reputation, but sometimes you just gotta get them out of there. But we will test we will test the hammer, because I know an easy way to do this. Yeah, it's very easy. We'll just take all that off. Grab our modular girder segments. Zoom on in. And we don't need double, or triple, or quadruple, or quintuple, or sextuple. We just need 1. Just angle it down by holding Shift and WASD or Q and E. You can do that, but I usually do the rotation tool just because it's easy. But sometimes you just need that manual-ish, whatever you want to call it. This is where the offset tool comes into handy, by the way. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's almost at the same height as the capsule. So now it's definitely at that. So we'll just take this, take that off, take this on there, this, apply it back on there. And now what you do is you put this in that stage. I don't really need that parachute. Alright, now we launch. And you'll see how it works in a second. I'll explain. See how it works, and then I explain. Alright. Watch what happens. Wait, no. Boom. Now we don't even have to worry about it. See? And we got the contract completed. Boom. Easy stuffs. Easy stuffs. All that easy science. We're making up for the last episode. Holy crap. Making so much contract completions. Contract completions for days. For days, son, for days. Point 2 science off. Wow, that closeness, though. Rocket Max brand decoupler and a suborbital trajectory. You know. No. Then these are like the huge decouplers. No. No. This one, 8,000 to 13,000, 0 to 700 meters per second, and 10,000. We might be able to actually do both of these at the same time. But, however, we are limited because we only have one contract room now. But now that we have the VAB, we can use the slightly bigger hammer, and hopefully that slightly bigger hammer will get us higher up. I mean, it definitely will. Just get rid of that. Load up the slightly bigger hammer. This thing, the slightly bigger hammer. And put all them winglets on there. All them winglets. There we go. And launch. And now we are not even coming close to the part limit. It's great. See, simply upgrading 2 things can just get you so much better things. 2 things and 1 thing. Science is that thing. And 3, 2, 1, launch. There we go. If that was real life and if it didn't go up on the first try, they would abort the launch and check everything, and then wait till the next day and then launch again. Well, attempt launching again. And now we stage. This thing is wiggling so much. It's like a freaking worm, holy crap. Stage. Yes. For this, yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking for some people. Yep. You'll notice that I'm able to turn with ease now. I'm using the T45 swivel engine. Now once this gets up to around 80 kilometers, you would say, maybe, I'm going to throttle off the engine, fast forward all the way up there, and then we should be able to burn into an orbit. I'm pretty sure I have re-entry shields on this. Pretty sure. I made it about an hour ago. I should be able to remember these things, but, you know, you don't really. One does not simply remember these things. The Ksp music, very ambient. Much ambient. You want to really just get your fuel usage down to like 1 on these tiny little pods because, yeah, we're almost out of fuel. This might not be full orbital. If it is, we'll be lucky and we probably won't even make it back down. Probably have to add more fuel onto this. I mean, I'm getting pretty high. Or more boosters. More boosters is always good. Yeah, I didn't expect it. We'll just revert. No point in just crashing down and wasting our money, right? Why waste money when you can simply revert the flight? Revert all the flights. We'll just create another one. Put a parachute on it. Zoom in. Put that there. Entry shield on it because we're trying to go to orbit. Structural. There we go. Fuel tanks. We're gonna need all them fuel tanks. And that should get us places. Hopefully. Alright. us to science thingies. Thing looks in order. Structural. 4. And put those BACCs on there. Yep, that looks right. Put some winglets here. And then put more decouplers and then more BACCs. Starting to cost a bit. Good bit of money. 20k. Yeah, 20k, that's a fair amount. A large fair amount at least. We'll put these at the bottom. Also, without struts, these things, when they fire, they'll start bending towards each other, and that is never good. Hardly ever. But anyways, this will likely get way higher than, I mean, like, this is a huge amount of thrust right here. Hatch obstructed. Well, I don't really care because that's going to disappear soon. All that monopropellant and launch. Loading times. Don't you just love them? Yep, and then this happens sometimes. You're zoomed out like for days for absolutely no reason at all. And all hopes. May the luck be with us. Yeah, this is what happens. You saw that jiggling. That is what happens when you do not have the proper stuff. I kind of wish that you got more science, like during a launch, like while your rocket engines were firing. Like even if you've already gotten stuff from that area when your rockets weren't firing and you were landed, I kind of feel like you should be able to get new science, like, while your thrusters are firing, like, while you're under Gs, while you're in re-entry. It feels like it would make a little bit of sense, but, yeah, it doesn't really happen like that. It's too bad, because that would be pretty sweet. I'd have a lot more science for so long. A lot more science. Do we have wheels? Please say we have wheels. Wheels? Nope. Gosh dang it. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button, click that subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.